Hi, welcome back. Oh, we are recording. I think I'm gonna lower my chair just so I'm actually in frame this time. Today is the 24th of June and I'm starting another quilt and I'm pretty thrilled about it. So my last video I did was the Nova Star and I kind of went viral over that. Welcome to all you new people. Welcome to those that are old as well. Everybody, welcome. Quilting is for everyone. This is the mock-up that I have made. According to my calculations, it should measure about 48 by 48 inches square. The peg blocks are 8 inches. Hold on. So, that was the chair. So last year, I made this pig star quilt. You can watch the video, please do. It was a very fun one, and out of all the quilts I've ever made and showed photos to people, they loved the pig quilt, perhaps the most out of all of them, which is good because it was a fun one. So this was the test block. It's pretty easy. It's small pieces though, small pieces. I will leave a link to the free pattern for it. I found it online. I have chosen a selection of fabrics from my dwindling fabric pile. I bought a big fat quarter bundle sometime last year, I believe, and I am down to the brown sort of colorway. I'm not a big fan of brown in quilts because it doesn't look right to me, but these are good browns. They look good. I haven't worked with brown that much, so having a predetermined opinion on how it will look isn't very fair. So this works great. Some of you might be familiar with pigs, some of you are probably not. I did not grow up on a pig farm. I don't live on a pig farm, but I work, well, I said it in the first video, I work at a boar stud, so I look at sperm cells all day. So there's like a few main breeds of pig, and one of the pigs that I know the best is the duroc. I don't directly work with pigs, by the way, but I have been in the barns before. I've collected. That's kind of cool. Most people think that's really gross when you say that. It's a skill. Somebody's got to do it. If you claim to enjoy bacon, then you can support the fact that this industry has to exist. So for this block, you need to have 4 different colors, I suppose. So there's a background fabric, then there's a light pink, a dark pink, and black. My background fabric will be white. Then for the light pink, I've selected 3 fat quarters. These are peach tones. And then I need a dark pink, so I selected these. I'm going with caramel. These are caramel colors. And then this is the rust. This is the black that I'm going to be using because black is a very harsh color. My next step is to cut pieces for this quilt and then assembly. There we go. It's Sunday morning! I put a fresh blade on, by the way. Alright, and I just need like 8 more, I think. Yes, I need 8 more. 1. I'm putting borders on my pig blocks. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't have a Canadian accent. I don't sound like I'm from Canada. Some of y'all might know this, but I do sew in my kitchen. Not gonna let it not work. Has to. It must. you just take it slow, your tension will be fine. This is where we're at. Just have to trim it and bend it. I don't even know if my face is in frame. Hi, welcome back. This quilt has lovingly been referred to as the dirty duroc quilt. Dirty because pigs like mud. Don't get it twisted. I finished hand stitching the binding on it last night. This year I wanted to do some smaller sized quilts. Wanted to hopefully get about 10 to 12 quilts done this year. I am well on my way for that. The white makes the little pigs stand out from the sashing, so it might be a little bit stark of a contrast, but I think it's very readable then. Usually I can hide my mic when but no, it's the middle of July. It's very rainy, it's very foggy. I prefer to film when it's nice and sunny out because people like to see beautiful Ontario, but sometimes beautiful Ontario is fog. I went with straight line quilting because I did that. I didn't even show you the other quilt. Oh my gosh. Well, I finished a quilt that I had started like 3 years ago or whatever, and I did straight line quilting on it. It's a little bit smaller than this one. I gave it to my cousin for her baby. The cousin that I gave the Birds and the Bees Nova Star quilt to, I kept some of that fabric and I made little stars. And I thought that'd be so cool if they ever wanted to have kids, then I could make them like a little baby quilt with the same fabric, some stars. So they did have a baby recently. I was actually going to take that one to the long arm back in March, and then I decided not to because I thought maybe it'd be too small. I'm glad I didn't. I did straight line quilting. I did not record that. I think that's the only quilt I've made so far in my entire freaking life that I have not made a video for. And the only photos I have of it finished are with the baby in it. And I'm not putting that on the internet. So I like the straight line quilting I did with that one. And since it's a small quilt, I don't have to go to the long arm to do it and feel confident about it and not worry about breaking my machine. Oops. I traced the lines on it with a disappearing washable clover pen that I got way back in the day. And then I basted it after I traced the lines. I think that's a lot easier than trying to go over your safety pins, so I might recommend that. The backing is that same sort of floral arabesque that I used for my fruity log cabin, rainbow fruit thing. I had the perfect piece left over. I had a good perfect piece of batting as well, so I don't have to go through and piece it all, which is nice. The binding, I did a little bit of a wider binding. Maybe I should have used like a little bit of a wider seam allowance. For this one I just did my standard 1/4 inch, and then I had to eyeball it so that it didn't look funny. I also hand stitched the binding when it was getting kind of dark out, so I'm seeing a lot of little stitches on the front. That's okay. I have not done the math quite yet, but I'm thinking it's probably $700 to $800. I spent, I believe, close to 35 hours on it. I would have to check that. Hand stitching the binding, that's probably as fast as I could have done it. I think it took me about 4.5 hours. Yeah, so if you would like to purchase this, send me a message on Instagram. I'd prefer to sell it to somebody in person or somebody I know. I'd rather not ship it. I got nothing really. There's not much going on in the brain. Personal life stuff. My brother and I went to the Charlie Crockett concert in Toronto at the beginning of the month. We went to the second show. We couldn't get tickets for the first one. Awesome. We also went during the heat wave. We did a lot of walking. I'm glad we had a hotel room. We only live a couple hours from Toronto, so took the train halfway. It's a quilt that I made. It feels like I did this very fast. I got a lot of it done quickly. I was kind of unwell when I finished the Nova Star quilt. Started to feel a little bit better after that. I did the little baby quilt for my cousin's kid. I felt okay doing that. And then I started this one and I felt really, really, really good. I was like, oh, all my health problems have disappeared. And then I once again started feeling really unwell. I don't know what's going on. So I got a really good start on this, and then I had about a week or so that I really didn't touch it much. Now I'm back to being done it. I think from here on out I'm just gonna continue making small sized quilts, because the large ones, if I wanted to sell large ones, would be very, very, very expensive. And the small ones are just faster to do. I'm having a very good quilty summer. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh goodness. I guess I'll see you some other time then. Just a girl in her piggy quilt and her camera trying to take on the world. I will be the most subscribed quilter YouTuber ever. Gotta start at the bottom though.